GNCC returns to RacerTV.com. This time we head on up to Georgia after Johnny Gerard, a perfect 2 for 2 to start the season. Can he stay perfect in Georgia, or will someone else jump in there and take a win? And how about it? Grant Davis finish it on the box as well, rounding out with Stu Baylor having a sensational day as well. Stu still looking for that first win of the season.
Are you ready to go? GNCC Racing!
Hello and welcome to round number 3 of the 2024 Progressive Grand Nationals Cross Country Racing Series presented by Specialized, your AMA National Championship. This is the Specialized GNCC. Mikey Wayne's here, and I'll be taking you through today's racing action. And boy, what a beautiful sight Georgia is. And we begin, of course, as always, with our Specialized race recap. In round number 2, well, Johnny Gerard, not a great start for him. Great start for the number 3 Factory Racing Coastal Gas ride of Jordan Ashburn, grabbing that whole shot and early lead. Saw some great things out of Ricky Russell as well. But it was Johnny Gerard, as you saw, going down on the start. Boy, he got in his bag yesterday. I mean, absolutely lighting it up. Saw some great passing in the XC1. These guys just absolutely hauling the mail through what was a muddy Georgia race. Look at these guys. But again, Johnny Gerard put the blinders on, charged, methodically made his way through the XC1 pack. Stu Baylor out in front, and then Gerard found himself in second place. But for how long is Gerard finally able to get around Stu Baylor and make it happen? How about that? And after that, it was the Johnny Gerard show. The 969 Factory Racing KTM able to hold off Stu Baylor for his second win of the season. Goggles off, doesn't matter. Making it happen. Congratulations to him. As we take a look at that top 10, it was Gerard, Grant Davis from the XC2 on adjusted time, getting Stu Baylor, and Baylor finishing in at third. So there's your points. Gerard, Baylor, Davis.
Yeah, I went down first corner and started back of the pack and kind of just picked my way through those guys and got in a battle with Stu, and we were going at it for a while there, and he tucked the front end a couple times. I found myself in the lead and I said it's time to go. So yeah, it was war.
Well, we fast forward to today, and here we go. The XC1 Pro Class Steel City Men's Clinic Whole Shot Award up for grabs. Going to go to the 212 Ampro Yamaha of Ricky Russell, and immediately challenged by Gerard. Gerard up into, well, was first place for a second, checks back up, but nonetheless, good riding out front by both guys. Ricky Russell certainly could use a good finish here today. We've seen some glimpses of greatness out of Ricky Russell in the first couple of rounds, but that win has eluded him to this point. And boy, it's been a rough couple of rounds for him. A 6th and an 11th coming into today. XC2 Pro Class Steel City Men's Clinic Whole Shot Award up for grabs. In the XC2 class, watching it from the Yamaha Live drone. And the XC2, boy, seen some incredible racing out of these guys. 2 different winners in the first 2 rounds. Obviously, Angus Reardon taking win in round number 1. In round number 2, it was Grant Davis snagging the win. LoJack Cycle Sales Whole Shot Award up for grabs for your XC3, your FMF XC3. But again, 2 different winners. And how about it, Grant Davis in that XC2 class, finishing 2nd overall on the day. XC3 class, Dakota DeVore opening up the season with a big win. It was Jack Walker who took a 2nd place today. Great start here today for Jack Walker in round number 2. Maybe we see him grab his first win of the season. But nonetheless, XC3 always fun to watch. Dustin Simpson out there, Zachary Davidson, and there's the XC1. Ricky Russell off to a hot start. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with more after this. Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized e-turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. And welcome back to GNCC here on RacerTV.com. Ricky Russell leading the way out in front. Again, a rider that certainly needs a good win here today, or a good ride, if nothing else. We've seen some great riding out of him in the first couple of rounds, just not able to hang on to it for the full 3 hours as the rest of the XC1 pack comes through. Here we go. Fight for the lead. Who wants it? Gerard wants it. Going for it right now in that XC1 Pro class out in front. Mercy sakes alive, Johnny Gerard just been absolutely unstoppable through these first 3 rounds of racing, and you got to hand it to him. The man is just doing everything right now. Had a near flawless race in round number 1. Stu Baylor in about the middle of the pack of that XC1. But again, had about a near flawless race. Saw Lyndon Snodgrass in round 1. In round 2, he goes down at the start, able to figure out a way to climb his way back out front and grab a win in round 2. And in round 3, doing some of the same stuff right here. Stu Baylor, different line choice for him. Everybody follows suit as they say, yeah, Stu, you got the hot line. This track, lots of rain in Georgia. That's kind of been the story of the season so far. It's mud. It's muddy. Great battle right there for the number 3 spot. Mercy takes it from him. Said, pardon me, Ricky Russell, I'm coming through. So now the hard-charging Stu Baylor, trying to get back up in the fight, does not want to let Johnny Gerard run away with this one. Really needs to get out there and capture his first win of the season. Absolutely incredible riding by these guys. And XC2 class, Josh Toth having a day back there on adjusted time, well up into the top 10, well up into the top 5 on adjusted time. So hopefully we'll be able to keep an eye out for Josh Toth. We have seen this in the past. Now, Toth not racing a full season with us this year, just kind of doing the sort of Ryan Sipes schedule, if you will. So Toth kind of picking and choosing where he wants to ride, but nonetheless, Josh Toth having a day today, leading that XC2 class and well up into the XC1 on the adjusted time. Watching Stu Baylor go to work right here. Stu having a good ride here today. And the back and forth, we love to see it. Johnny Gerard back in second now. So let's see what Stu Baylor can do out in front with some clean air before these guys start getting into the lap traffic. As Ricky Russell now back in the number 3 spot. And we come into the pro pits. Stu gonna take some fuel. So Stu stops in for fuel and goggles. Looks like business as usual for Stu Baylor. Nothing out of the ordinary right here. Johnny Gerard going to check in. No, Johnny Gerard's going to bypass the pits and keep it rolling. So now Gerard. So Stu pitting early. Let's see how this plays out for him. Stu's one of those guys, likes to kind of adjust pit strategy. It's almost like, all right, what's everyone else doing? I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to see how it plays out. But right now, at least for the moment, it's going to play favor for Johnny Gerard. So Gerard was going to be able to put some time on Stu Baylor as he hops off the machine and says, you know what, my guy, I see how you buried your bike right there. And that guy goes, how the heck did Johnny Gerard just make that look so easy? That was not fair at all. But such is business. Ricky Russell coming through now. So Ricky Russell gets around Stu Baylor, waiting on Stu to come through this section right here. Keeping our eyes out for him. So Stu losing some time, but not a lot of time. But again, not going to have to pit next time he comes around. Maybe a goggle stop, something like that, but not going to be too crazy. And again, that is Toth. So again, Toth well up and now actually leading on adjusted time. Close to it. Josh Toth trying to make some history. Let's talk about this for a moment. We have never had in the history of GNCC, as Johnny Gerard shows just how tough this is, and Ricky Russell opts to go around. Again, let's talk about this. The situation with Josh Toth. XC2 has led races before. Jordan Ashburn on screen. XC2 has led races. XC2 has never won an overall in GNCC history on the bike side. So this is something, as we watch Stu Baylor coursing his way through in a very gnarly section, if Toth can hang on. Now, that's always the conversation. When you get into that third hour, are these guys really, and there is Toth right on the heels of Stu Baylor, and no doubt about it, Stu knows. Stu very frustrated when he saw that Grant Davis, let me correct that, stoked for Grant Davis, that Grant Davis got a second overall. He was happy for the young man. Not happy that he was so unaware that Grant Davis was there lurking in the shadows and took a position away from him and valuable points away from him as far as the championship is concerned. So I got to guarantee you, Stu knows Toth is there. Stu knows he has got to wick it up and get far away from Josh Toth. Put some distance between them because he cannot afford to drop another position as far as the overall is concerned and lose those valuable points. Now throw it all out the window. If Toth is somehow able to hang on, make some GNCC history today, and grab an overall win, that changes the conversation entirely. We're talking history in GNCC. I don't know that Johnny Gerard is aware of it right now. We'll have to wait and see. Those New England Rippers having a day. So Gerard leading the way, bypasses the pits, and keeps the ball rolling. Leading this one out in front, while the rest of the XC1 continues to try and keep pace. Ashburn having a heck of a day, as is Stu Baylor and Josh Toth. Craig DeLong not having too bad a day. DeLong is another guy, needs a good race. Had the 11th place finish in round number 1. He had the bike literal meltdown in round number 2. So Craig DeLong looking to have a good day, just kind of get this thing turned around and moving in the right direction as far as that is concerned. And Ricky Russell, just a solid ride for him. Love to see Ricky Russell put it up on the box as the rest of our XC1 coming through. In that XC2, we've been highlighting Josh Toth. I want to talk a little bit. We've got Angus Reardon having a pretty good day in the number 2 spot. Grant Davis, another solid day, sitting in a podium position in the class. Saw Ricky Russell go by right there. But again, Gerard, not necessarily a name I think everybody had picked out coming into the season. He's gone through some injuries. Just hasn't really had that season where he's been able to put it all together. Got his first win last year, I believe, at the Hoosier GNCC. But again, just some lingering injuries affecting his ride. And boy, not doing it quietly this year. Absolutely dominating performance through 3 rounds. Ricky Russell going through tough section right here. Jordan Ashburn, we know he likes the mud. Here comes Stu Baylor, a little dab right there, doggy paddling through. And how about it? Oh, Craig DeLong. Okay, Craig DeLong. And then there is Josh Toth. So Toth now on the heels of DeLong. I can't remember if he was in front of DeLong or behind him, but nonetheless, checks in just behind DeLong. And that, as you can see, has him on the adjusted time. Flirting with an overall. Again, the big question, we've seen it before. We've seen it through an hour of racing. We've sometimes seen it through 2 hours of racing. But in that third hour, that is the difference maker. Can Toth hang on, make some history today, shock the world? And Privateer, doing his own thing out there. Got his sponsors, but nonetheless, Josh Toth kind of doing it on his own. No factory ride for him. Pretty incredible stuff. What an incredible story here at GNCC. It's, any given Sunday, baby. You show up, bring what you got, you have a chance. It's just a matter of, can you compete with these guys out front? Gerard, looking good. Brown rider, brown bike. It's just been a muddy one. That's been the story. I said this season earlier, but quite frankly, that's been the season, or the story of probably the last season and a half, at least. It's just that it's all we get. We get rain and mud. I don't know. It's we'll take it, though. It's made for some great racing. Here comes the rest of the XC1. One of our lapped riders knows, hey, the sound of that machine charging at me, I need to move out the way. So he does. Ashburn looking good. Toth looking good. Having a day, man. Absolutely incredible ride by these guys. So our boy Stu Baylor dropping way back. So you got to think maybe Baylor had a little get off there. Cost him a lot of time. Oh! And down goes Gerard. Let's see how quick he is to recover. Team manager, well, no, it wasn't team manager. I thought that was Timmy for a second. We're getting some help from the KTM team. Gerard gets it back up on 2 wheels, and he is rolling. No problems for him. And, hey, that's why you need a good lead, right? Able to hang on and keep it going. And let's see how the rest of our XC1 and XC2, because we got Toth out there. Mercy sakes alive, folks. On adjusted time, it is Josh Toth out in front, trying to make one for the history books. Can he hang on and grab a win? We'll be right back after this. Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized e-turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Welcome back, GNCC Live here on RacerTV.com. Well, when we left, it was Josh Toth out in front. When we come back, physically out in front is Johnny Gerard. On adjusted time, it is still the 2:06 of Josh Toth. Are you kidding me? What a ride. This, I mean, we talk about the ride that dreams were made of. Well, folks, you are actually watching, without a doubt, a ride that dreams are made of. Toth physically in the number 2 spot on the track. You can see how close he is to Johnny Gerard. This is a day of GNCC history. We're watching it unfold here on RacerTV.com. Never in the history of GNCC has this happened. Gerard will take first place for the XC1 Pro class, but it is going to be as Gerard coming off the track and he sees his buddy. He's looking. He got to be stoked. Hey, I got the win for the XC1. Not taking the overall, but it is going to be Josh Toth taking the overall win here today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just, I mean, it's history. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. This is just sensational. Josh Toth, no factory ride, doing it on his own. A rev in the finish line, well-earned, and just look at the raw emotion out of Josh Toth. Can he believe it? I don't know, man. That's, I mean, just absolutely incredible job by Josh Toth here today.
Yeah, it feels unreal, really. It's just a dream right now. I put in my own race, just like put my head down, and I knew I was going to come for Johnny today. I was fired up all week. And there's no reason I shouldn't be fighting with those guys. So, yeah, just rode my own race and trying to make big mistakes and made it happen.
Look at that. We got Johnny Gerard giving him a hug. Stu Baylor's coming up to celebrate as well. This is what it's all about. Success at GNCC. But congrats from the comrades.
I got a pretty decent start and was just following the leaders, and found myself in the lead. And then Stu had some good lines, been blowing by me, and just tagging along with him, learning, and he went down a couple times, was able to get around him, and then Ricky and Ashburn challenged me again, and me and Ricky freaking came together, and it was just chaos out there, and I just keep getting a pit board, tossing the lead, and I was charging that last lap as hard as I could. I ended up making a mistake and going over the bars, and I think it was down to 5 or 10 seconds, and then yeah, I think that's all it took, and hats off to Josh, man. That's awesome. you know, of course I wanted to win, but good for him, you know, breaking history and doing it from the second row. That's awesome. So hats off.
Everybody congratulating him. Got to hear from his buddy Johnny Gerard as well. And now we'll talk with Jordan Ashburn.
We made a little ground on Johnny that last lap, and I was trying to get around Toth, you know, just in case we got up to Johnny and, you know, he gets stuck. Anything could happen out there. So it's a gnarly track. Man, hats off to Toth for that overall. That's awesome.
Well, as we take a look at the top 10 from today, Josh Toth making GNCC history with a first-place finish, and Gerard second, Ashburn third, Baylor fourth, and Ricky Russell fifth.
Yeah, I would have liked that extra lap. You know, I'm one of the guys that likes to get moving there at the end, and I just felt like I finally found my own there about halfway through that last lap, and you know, just nailing my marks and doing what I needed to. I don't like having to push off the start. I like 3 hours.
All right, taking a look at your top 10. As far as the point standings are concerned, Gerard, Baylor, Ashburn, Davis, and Angus Reardon. How about that? Well, take a look at the Specialized race recap. It was Ricky Russell out in front, grabbing that Steel City Men's Clinic Whole Shot Award, immediately challenged by the 969 of Johnny Gerard in what was an absolute mutter of a Specialized General GNCC. Saw some incredible riding from incredible passing as well. Stu Baylor hucking it. Great day for Ricky Russell. Great day for Craig DeLong. A move in the right direction for both riders. Some struggles in the first couple of rounds for both guys. And finishing inside the top 5 today for both. Got to be a good feeling for them. No doubt about that. Watching Ashburn methodically course his way through there. Big Stu Baylor. But boy, as a race wore on, Gerard never relinquishing that lead, at least physically on the track, but lurking there in the shadows all day. We kind of talked about it passively early on. Josh Toth, oh yeah, he's leading. Well, can he hang on and capture a win here today? Well, yes, ma'am. Yes, he can. Mama, there goes that man. How about it for Josh Toth making GNCC history today? That is what GNCC racing is all about. There's your top 3 in the OA. Toth, Gerard, and Ashburn. It's going to wrap things up for us. We will see you next week, or this upcoming week. Next week. We'll be back out doing live. And don't forget to tune in and check these out on Wednesday nights at 7. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.